importance. Oakland Roots meets Memphis 901, two teams neck and neck in the Western Conference standings as we welcome you in on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Hi everybody, alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, my name is John Gross as we take a look at the league table in the Western Conference. And as you see, Memphis 901 sitting in third place, tied on points for second, 38 points, just 2 points behind them. Oakland Roots. This is a match that can go a long way in determining postseason positioning as we approach the end of the season. Gavin Clinton was promoted to the interim head coach for Oakland Roots back on April 28th. Since then, Ricky, 5-1-0 at home.
Has the ability to press every right button to get the best out of the collective, but also the individual. Giving
Three critical points on the line. We'll have kickoff and lineups for you after this. You won't want to miss it. Stick with us on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Match in the Western Conference of the utmost importance. Oakland Roots and Memphis 901. This, you won't want to miss it. Stick with us on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Check one. Oop. I think. Check, mic check. Perfect. The postseason is just around the corner, and that means every match matters. And this is a match in the Western Conference of the utmost importance. Oakland Roots meets Memphis 901, two teams neck and neck in the Western Conference standings, as we welcome you in on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Hi, everybody. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, my name is John Gross, as we take a look at the league table in the Western Conference. And as you see, Memphis 901 sitting in third place, tied on points for second, 38 points, just 2 points behind them, Oakland Roots. This is a match that can go a long way in determining postseason positioning as we approach the end of the season. Gavin Glinton was promoted to the interim head coach for Oakland Roots back on April 28th. Since then, Ricky, 5-1-0 at home.
Has the ability to press every right button to get the best out of the collective, but also the individual, giving the platform for these players to understand how to express themselves and to be their game changers that they are. This Oakland Roots side at home is flying with colors.
Let's take a look at our player to watch, brought to you by UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, and it's the striker getting a start today.
2 goals, 1 assist for Cherie, but his positioning is going to be key. You want him to stay high and occupy the center backs from Memphis 901. I do think the question for Gavin Glinton is, what does the service look like into the striker? Because this Memphis side, they're coming off a really enticing win against FC Tulsa. You just look at the talent that Steven Glass has at his disposal as well. Bruno Lapa, Luis Fernando, players that can produce that little bit of individual brilliance. Cariaga as well. I do think it's going to set up for a fantastic match for Memphis 901 because they have a dynamic duo of Brazilians. Bruno Lapa can produce that little bit of individual brilliance through assists, through goals. But Marlon, I do think he's one of, if not the most underrated player in all of USL Championship. He's tenacious, hardworking. He needs to be really good tonight for Memphis 901.
2 of the 4 Brazilians on Memphis 901, they've combined for 24 of the team's 40 goals this season. A major matchup out west. First of 2 meetings down the stretch run between Oakland Roots and Memphis 901. 3 critical points on the line. We'll have kickoff and lineups for you after this. You won't want to miss it. Stick with us on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
The only way to win is to do it together. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots have teamed up. We are leading the charge to address food insecurity, empowering all athletes to improve physical health, and expanding the health and wellness resources available to the residents of Oakland and the Bay Area. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
Do you like getting cash back on your credit card? A free coffee when you fill your cafe's punch card? A complimentary dessert with your restaurant order? Then you'll like getting a 5% discount on your electricity with Ava Community Energy's Bright Choice service. Visit avaenergy.org to learn more about Ava's low rates for electricity.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You find diamonds in the rust. You put your own stamp on stock parts, turning metal into murals, and detailing every detail. Because it's the things you make that show what you're made of. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross and Modelo. Let's take a look at these starting lineups for both of these sides. Here's the starting 11 for Oakland Roots. 3 changes from last match.
3-4-3 for Gavin Glinton. Camden Riley and Gagi need to be really connected with Logue in the center of this back line. But Rasmussen and Diaz, what does that work rate look like on both sides of the ball? They need to be really decisive when they pick and choose when to join that front 3. You have Trayvon Reed and Jai. Look for them to swap and can beat you in 1v1 or individual brilliant players. And Cherie, you want him to stay high, like I mentioned, a player that you need to get him serviced in often and around that 18-yard box.
Meanwhile, for Memphis 901, winners of back-to-back matches looking to make it 3 in a row. Just 2 changes from last match for Stephen Glass.
4-2, 3-1, Cariaga and Duncan, they're going to be really good at understanding how to dictate tempo and play this game that Stephen Glass wants to play at. Bruno Lapo play the number 10, a player that likes to combine with the players around him, and Marlon can run into the channels and stretch his back line. And if he does make those runs down to the channel, now Armanacas and Noe Meza, they need to be really good at understanding how to fill in the gaps underneath their striker.
Memphis 901 at 11-9-5 in the season, winners of back-to-back matches. Meanwhile, Oakland Roots 11-10-3, unbeaten in 3 straight. And as we showed you before, the Western Conference standings neck and neck, just 2 points separating these 2 teams. Memphis entering today tied for 2nd place with Sacramento. Oakland Roots just a spot behind them. These are the type of matches that can really determine postseason positioning. And Ricky, for 2 teams who entering this season were projected to be right around the playoff line, now both in contention to host a playoff match.
And you talk to every single club around USL Championship, and that's the goal. They want to be able to host playoff matches in front of their home faithful. And for this Oakland Roots, we talked about how good they've been at home over the course of this campaign. But for Memphis 901, they've won 4 times away from Tennessee as well. Stephen Glass has this side full of experienced players, and they know who they want to be on both sides of the ball.
Oakland Roots 5-1-0 at home since Gavin Glinton was promoted to interim head coach back on April 28th. Prior to that, 1-3-1 here at Pioneer Stadium at CSU East Bay. Lorenzo Hernandez, our match referee. Oakland in the black kits, the Beale Street Boys in the whites. And we are underway, this pivotal Western Conference duel here in Oakland, California. The visitors' consecutive wins entering today. Last match took down FC Tulsa 2-0. Convincing performance, did not allow a single shot on target. That followed a 5-1 thrashing of Miami. Meanwhile, Oakland on the heels of a 1-1 draw at Rhode Island last Saturday, conceding an 87th minute goal, playing down a man. That man, Nabil Hackshaw, he scored a goal, left with a red card. That's a big loss today for Oakland, a captain and a key center back.
And a player that could play a plethora of positions. Like you said, John, could play in the center back role, but also could pop into the middle third. So Donaciano and Gomez for Gavin Glinton need to be really good and really tidy on the ball, because both of these teams want to be ball dominant. So who's going to impose their identity in the central part of this field is going to be key.
Camden Riley, first-year player in his 6th season in this league. Lofts it long, and Jai keeps it in play. And Jai tries to slither through traffic, takes a tumble, no whistle. First of 2 meetings between these 2 sides. They'll play again on October 5th. It was Quezada, muscled off of it. Down goes Reed. And a free kick awarded to Memphis 901. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report, brought to you by UCSF Health. Brian Tamakis out for Oakland Roots, somebody who had been a regular starter, and Brett out with the upper body injury for Memphis. Tamakis left last match after 52 minutes as a starter, as Trayvon Reed surges into space. Reed tries to sneak one across, ends up right into the paws of Tristan Henry.
A glimpse of how explosive Trayvon Reed can be with the ball at his feet. As Quezada gets caught a little bit higher, now you're asking Zach Duncan to create to cover a lot of ground defensively. Only one person that's going to win that foot race. It's going to be the Oakland Roots player. We talk about balance, especially the way that Steven Glass likes to play with Quezada and Akeem Ward. Has to be really clever. When they go, the other one needs to stay home and provide coverage.
There were some dangerous wingers on this Oakland side, and speaking earlier in the week with Oakland Roots head man Gavin Glinton about who else besides Johnny Rodriguez can step up and provide some attacking firepower, he talked about those wingers, Trayvon Reed being one of them.
They just have the vertical threat, right? So as Sherry's going to come to feet, now you're asking Njai and Reed to make those direct runs and really test the shape, and that's a foul.
A crunching challenge. That is an easy whistle for Lorenzo Hernandez.
Gaggi just gets caught out of position, just a bit sloppy for the Oakland Roots. Not what you want if you're Gavin Glinton. Trayvon Reed really slow to get up.
The second-year Roots man took some contact. They'd play the advantage. We'll take one more look at it.
Versus Trayvon Reed. Bit awkwardly between him and Noe Meza. As his ball rotates back across, Gaggi knows he's beat. That's a pick. Just sidesteps and just takes out Bruno Lapa. Clear foul.
Yeah, wrong sport there. Would have been really good in the hardwood. It's a good clean screen. Draymond Green-esque, I should say. Armenakis lofts one into the area, and Blanchette no troubles. Paul Blanchette, the fourth-year goalkeeper with Oakland Roots. Last year, his best season. Club Player of the Year, a second-team All-League honoree. Coming off of a 5-save performance against Rhode Island. That was a match in which Oakland hardly had possession in the attacking final third and really had to defend strong for the final 18 minutes, and even through the 90 minutes faced a plethora of opportunities from Rhode Island. Was Reed. Trayvon Reed turns to the Jets. Moves it towards Cherie. Unable to link up. Here is Cherie, the Haitian. Cherie locates Reed. Moves it wide. Rasmussen drives it into the area. And that'll make its way out for goal kick.
It's a clear-cut example of the freedom that the Oakland Roots have to play under Gavin Glinton. Rasmussen has the ability to come centrally, so now you're asking Trayvon Reed to provide the width. Cherie comes to feet. Njai is the one that's spearheading the attack, and those are the little tactical changes that he's really implemented. And this Oakland Roots side has responded extremely well.
It is remarkable the turnaround that they've made under his leadership. He was promoted to the interim spot on April 28th. Had spent some time as the assistant. This is his third year with the club, so he's familiar with the players, with the organization. Those mid-season coaching changes, of course, can always be risky, but it has paid off so far for Roots this season. A lovely back heel. Donaciano knocked away. Will be a throw for the home side. Cherie at 6'3" wins the aerial duel. Rasmussen now leaves it wide for Reed. The Jamaican moves to the edge of the area. Gomez. Gomez once more, second-year Oakland man. Finds Rasmussen. Rasmussen rolls ahead. Bit of a stumble, and there is the whistle.
It's a jersey.
Ooh.
That's when you tell your player opposite of you, I'll give it to you after the game, but not during the game. I need to wear it.
That's Cherie. And yeah, you don't see that very often. Forget a tug of the jersey, that is a yank.
But
Let's get
again,
one more look at it.
It comes from Rasmussen playing centrally. That's your wing back getting into the interior. Now you leave Turchi in an island. He gets beat. There's only one way to stop this transitional moment. It's just to take a handful of the jersey from Sherry. Not what you want if you're Stephen Glass. Your center back on a yellow card within the first 10 minutes. Big challenge in terms of his discipline and positioning for the remainder of this one.
You mentioned it, Ricky. I think in honor of what just happened, those two have to swap jerseys after this match. It's only fitting.
I think that's the first time that I've ever seen a shirt actually come off.
I'm with you. Here's Memo Diaz. Was absolutely smoked.
Such a difficult technique from Enjai, the way that he approaches this ball. As you try to swing and keep your leg straight to get that dipping motion. If you get it wrong in the slightest, it'll go up and over the bar. Exactly what happens.
Goal kick for Tristan Henry, who has been quite the story for Memphis since signing him on July 23rd, now in his 6th start. In his first 5 starts with the club, 3 clean sheets. One of the best goalkeepers in the Canadian Premier League last few years, 2-time Golden Glove winner. He's been an addition that has really changed the equation at the back for Stephen Glass these last couple of weeks. Ball hangs up there.
We haven't really seen this Memphis side settle into this game and connect any sort of rhythm. Been a lot of possession through Turchi and Sissoko, the 2 center backs, but nothing through Cariaga and Zach Duncan. You need to get them more influential if you are Stephen Glass, especially here on the road.
It's a Memphis side that have been one of the top attacking sides in the league. 40 goals on the year for 901. Especially strong early on in matches, though. Haven't seen much from them, like you mentioned. Second in the league with 18 first-half goals this year. Diaz able to switch. Logue tries to roll ahead looking for Rasmussen. Those two unable to link up.
It's so interesting, John, especially for the Oakland Roots, the way that they build out. And it starts with Camden Riley. We've seen him play in the center back position, but also pop up in between Donaciano and Gomez. And that's just confusing all sorts for Memphis 901. No one knows whether to step, whether to drop, and who to pick up. Because as Camden Riley steps up, now Gagi and Loke have the ability to split. And what that does, Rasmussen now can afford to come centrally, and Trayvon Reed pulls out wide to go 1v1.
Donaciano makes his way into the area and does win a corner kick here in the 12th minute.
So it's a trickle-down effect for Gavin Glinton, and it starts with just one single movement from Camden Riley. Understanding that if he steps into the midfield, it's an overload. If he drops off, now you can split the 2 center backs. Really high IQ stuff here from the Oakland Roots.
First corner of the night. It is Babakar Njai. Low service, chested out of the area. Donaciano got a toe on it. Meza able to lift it away as Memphis look to kickstart a counter, and it's a truncated attempt. Here's Njai. And Diaz was in an offside position.
Just need to be cleaner, Memphis 901. A bit sloppy 13 minutes in.
Really haven't seen any possession in the attacking half for them. Diaz lifts ahead towards Donaciano. Booted out of the area. Again, one right back by Oakland.
We talked about the two Brazilians and the dynamic duo for Stephen Glass, Bruno Lapa. 1 touch through 14 minutes. Marlon, 0. Need to be better in the attacking third for Stephen Glass.
Marlon, such a focal point of this team. 7 goals, 5 assists. This sneaks through momentarily. Cherie unable to get there. Meza now. Duncan, one of his few touches so far, and he sails that out for a throw. Don't miss out on the final home stretch of games as we close out the season on a playoff push. Pick up one of our discounted ticket packages. Whether you want food and beverage included for one game or you're looking to go to multiple games, secure your tickets now. Visit us at oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144. Reed takes it away. Trayvon Reed turned away. Tristan Henry, his first stop of the night.
Really good action here from Trayvon Reed, a bit of strength as well. Really sloppy from Suzuka, but now you're asking for a little bit of composure from the attacking player. You have 2 options here, simple as that. It needs to be to the back post, or if you pick up your head, you have Cherie pulling off 6 yards out, no one with him. And that's the next step for Trayvon Reed in terms of his progression. He finds himself into really dangerous opportunities, but now you need more goals, and you need more assists to understand and complement your talent. 2 goals and 1 assist on the season. Would be 3 there for Trayvon Reed.
That's been one of the things that has held this Oakland team back. Besides Johnny Rodriguez, nobody else has more than 2 goals. The end product has been lacking at times.
They do all the hard work, the Oakland Root side, getting themselves into the final third, but now you need to start to reward yourself for the hard work and just be more clean, more composed and clinical in the attacking 18-yard box. But also, John, take nothing away from the save from Henry. Does really well to stay his ground.
He has been stellar since he signed a couple of weeks ago. Here is Cherie from distance, and that is routine for Tristan Henry. 3 clean sheets already for the Canadian keeper from Scarborough, Ontario. Four-time champion of the Canadian Premier League, 2-time Golden Glove winner of the league as well. One of the first chances we've seen for Memphis in the attacking third. Here is Marlon, leaves it off, bit of a heavy touch initially. Gagi well defended to win it back. Jai battling, lost it. Here's Meza, making his 2nd consecutive start. Lifted into the area. That'll skip towards Quezada and cleared away.
Zach, this way, you got numbers here. Zach's here, Zach's here. Forward, Marlon.
Here's Duncan.
Really good step from Logue. We just hear Stephen Glass needs to be quicker for his side at changing the point of attack, because there is areas that you can really exploit this Oakland Root side.
Just a giveaway there from Ajay. Now Stephen Glass, very adamant, get the ball to Duncan, get the ball to Duncan.
But he has the freedom now to just appeal out and create an overload, whether it is with Noe Meza or Armanakis. It's just a bit slow in terms of the recognition from the visiting side.
Drawing some contact, looking for the whistle.
We get booked over there for a soft foul. That's a fucking same thing. Marlon, I gotta see.
Quezada, a Team of the Week honoree, match week 23, and a throw-in coming for the home side. That being said, that last minute, 32 minutes, the most sustained spell of possession we've seen from the visitors tonight.
It's been the best action for Memphis 901. Especially when you play with a team that has wing backs. Changing the point of attack, but doing it at pace is going to be key for Memphis 901, because that's when you can really get a Akeem Ward higher, Quezada as well. Stephen Glass wants a little bit more consistency in terms of the possession from his side.
It's been a big week for Stephen Glass. On Tuesday, signed an extension through 2025, and a well-deserved one at that. His team near the upper echelon of the Western Conference this season. Last year, finished 4th in the Eastern Conference.
And much like Gavin Glinton, really responds to his players and gets the best out of them. Creates a lot of relationships with his players to understand what he wants and the responsibility it takes to wear Memphis 901 jersey. So well rewarded for Stephen Glass.
Those relationships evident in the fact that he has multiple players in his team now who played under him with Atlanta United and Atlanta United 2. So guys following Stephen Glass, who again, earlier this week signing that extension through next season. Quezada trying to work it central, given away. Demasiano sends it long. Nothing there as Turchi able to roll it out for a throw. Turchi, one of those Brazilians who started every match since April 27th. Diaz finds Njai. Plenty of space to work with. Window closes a bit now, and Njai tries to dance into the area, and Henry brings it in, and now Henry in some discomfort, and a card comes out.
It's this long touch from Njai that gets him in trouble, but it's the aftermath that Henry does not take kindly to. It's right there. It's the trailing left leg that catches the goalkeeper. It has to be a bit of frustration. He knows exactly what he's doing, Njai. Always run the risk when you get contact with the goalkeeper. Picks up a yellow card. It's a good booking from Lorenzo Hernandez.
So a yellow card for Babacar Njai, native of the Gambia. Just past 20 minutes into the first half. First half that, for the most part, has been controlled by Oakland. This Western Conference duel. Two teams separated by a mere 2 points in the table. Here is Trayvon Reed, who has had the best chance for either side so far. Riley dispossessed. Skips out of the reach of Marlon. Who again, those touches have been limited for a key focal point of this Memphis 901 side. Diaz lost it. Flicked ahead. Meza settles. Meza strikes! Oh my! He has a knack for some jaw-dropping goals. Nearly added another one. Former standout with Union Omaha at the League One level.
Really good clip ball from Akeem Ward, and this one, Marlon, gives you the ability to bring players into this game. Hits it well, Meza, as he lets this thing drop. Or that he swings and it gets that dipping motion. Bit of a glimpse of how good this Memphis side can be in the attacking third with the playmakers that they have.
Duncan just enough to get a toe on it. Here is Ward, the former Oakland captain, and it is Ward who is whistled. Akeem Ward wearing the captain armband for the opposite team, but he is a known man in these parts. Helped lead this team to a Western Conference semis back in 2021 as the captain. Oakland Roots announced that the team will play their 2025 USL Championship season in the historic Oakland Coliseum. You can place a deposit now for as low as $5.10. Visit oaklandrootssc.com today to learn more and make your deposit. Of course, that's one of the big storylines with this club. It was announced earlier this week the capacity will be 15,000, Ricky.
Think about the Oakland Roots how much they mean to the community and the fantastic the support that they've received in USL Championship. Fantastic news for the city of Oakland and the Oakland Roots.
Marlon able to stay in play. Marlon tries to create some separation against Logue, and simply a throw.
Just so powerful the way that he glides, Marlon. But as he takes that long touch, he creates a little bit of separation. That's when you need to whip the ball in for your running mate. That does a fantastic run from this weak side.
Duncan leaves it off for Meza. Meza's feed the opposite way by Reed, looking for the whistle.
Don't bite the shit, just fucking play. You got it. I don't want to hear you. Don't need help. I'm not sure you've got
It's like about 25 minutes in now, you start to see Memphis settle into the game, take the sting out of it, and take the game away from the Oakland Roots and play the football that Stephen Glass wants to play. Methodical possession, but when they go vertical, they go extremely quick.
There's a reason why they've been one of the top attacking sides in this league. 40 goals on the year. As we mentioned earlier, a dynamic side in the first half especially. It's been a hallmark under Stephen Glass. 99 goals for him in 59 regular season matches under his leadership. Third most goals in the league since the start of last season. And it's a new crop of guys for his team compared to last year. Some key spots, same results. Lifted ball for Quezada, able to tap ahead for Noe Meza, and the flag is raised. See the possession stats, now 50-50. If you were to look at those through the first 15 minutes, very different story than what we've seen over the last 10. Jai rolls ahead, here's Cherie. Cherie works towards the byline. Cherie pops it central and rolled away by Sissoko. Inside the final 20 minutes of this first 45. This pivotal Western Conference showdown in a house that has been very difficult to win at for the opposition since Gavin Glinton has taken over as the interim head coach. 5-1-0, our Oakland Roots at home. Just imagine what that stadium's going to be like. 15,000, Oakland Coliseum, celebrities in the house, Jason Kidd, Marshawn Lynch, both of them co-owners of this club. It will be epic.
100%, it's gonna be a place that teams will hate to go into. A place that teams will not have the ability to pick up many points, especially what we've seen here for Gavin Glinton, how dominant they've been at home. But give credit, Memphis Line won 28 minutes in. Had to deal with a little bit of a flurry, but since then have been fantastic.
Trayvon Reed turns on the Jets. Reed, patient, Reed tried to fling it across and instead sails it out.
And it's the same exact situation that we had moments ago. You do all the hard work to get yourself into the final third if you are Trayvon Reed, but just needs to be a little bit cleaner and more decisive. As you do really well to cut back and create a little bit of space, now you need to make a decision. Is it a lofted ball into the back post, or is it a shot on target? Another action that goes to the wayside.
Heavy feedback. G first to get there in a precarious spot, able to clear it out of danger, but it is given away. Diaz settles, and will be a throw the opposite direction. A good look at Akeem Ward making his return to Oakland, former captain. 22nd start this season in 22 appearances for Ward. It's really remarkable, regardless of where he's playing, he's been elevated to that leadership spot and has been a regular starter throughout his career.
A player that I shared the locker room with at Creighton University. Big personality, competitive spirit, 2 assists on the season. He's had a fantastic run, whether it was with the Oakland Roots, now with Memphis 901, a player that's highly respected from Stephen Glass and the front office there.
Creighton Blue Jays, pride of Omaha.
There you go.
Quezada hangs been long, looking for Marlon, and it is headed out for a corner.
It's been the point of emphasis for Memphis 901 on this left side of the Oakland Roots. Stephen Glass wants him to penetrate on this side with the run for Marlon, or it's a peel out from Zach Duncan centrally. Just need a little bit more communication from Paul Blanchette and Logue. See the frustration on the goalkeeper's face.
First corner kick of the night for the visitors. It is Noe Meza making his second start of the season, second consecutive start for Meza. And a whistle from Lorenzo Hernandez. Babacar and Jai went down in the area. This injury timeout is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. Ball in from Noe Meza. Nothing going there as Donaciano rolls it away. Just 4 combined shots in this match. A matchup between two teams who certainly have a knack for goal scoring.
Well, Garuto found the back of net 31 times. That's for Memphis 901 40 times in 2024. But it's been really cagey. The game has been played centrally.
Duncan drives one across, headed away only as deep as Armenakis. Armenakis bends it. Oh my! Panos Armenakis, a stunner. And there is that Memphis 901 lethal attack.
Fantastic approach from Memphis 901. Panos Armenakis actually starts this play. And as a midfielder, you have to continue your run into a dangerous area. It's not the initial ball, it's a secondary wave that can hurt teams. Fantastic first touch, but as he runs up to it, just look at his hips. Knows exactly where he needs to place this ball. Paul Blanchette cannot react quick enough. Simply just guides it and kisses that side netting. Bit of individual brilliance gives Memphis 901 the lead here in Oakland.
Panos Armenakis, 3rd goal of the season, a guy who was transferred in from Phoenix earlier this month. We saw what he could do in Phoenix, helping them to a title last year, now with Memphis. What a talented player he is.
We just mentioned that this game was played centrally. I'm about to say that you're asking for one of the players to produce a little bit of individual brilliance and make a play in the attacking third. Panos Armenakis says thank you very much, but it's his run up to the ball that does everything. As he just simply steps up to it, uses the body momentum and just guides it. Does not need to hit it hard. Placement over power. Memphis over Oakland in the 34th minute.
Beale Street boys in front. And it is the 19th first half goal. Good for second most in the league. They are 7-1-1 on this season when leading at halftime. Stephen Glass side really good in these first 45s this season. USL Championship soccer continues on the ESPN networks in September with the Western Conference matchup of teams fighting to cross the playoff line. Last season's champion Phoenix Rising FC hosts FC Tulsa Friday, September 6th at 11 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Those two teams fighting to cross the playoff line. These two teams squarely in the mix, hoping to finish in a playoff hosting spot. Long ball, Marlone momentarily snuck past that back line. Another set piece opportunity for the visitors.
But it's that same type of run from Marlone. As he splits both center backs, he just runs the channel. Whether it is Niall Logue, Gagi, or Camden Riley having a really difficult time keeping up with the movement from the attacking player.
It is Bruno Lapa to the corner flag. Lapa skies one in, Gagi heads it. Duncan, the Australian, leaves it wide. Armenakis drives one in. No trouble for Paul Blanchette. And again, given away. Quezada scoops up the loose ball. And there is the whistle from Lorenzo Hernandez. Another free kick on the way for the visitors. And it's Marlone who's wincing in pain.
Favoring that left shoulder of his, Marlone is. As he comes to feet, I think now Logue has a handful of his arm. There are shouts for a yellow card from the Memphis on a 1 bench. Just a handful to deal with. Just watch his left arm that catches, gets stuck in between now Logue. In my opinion, would have been really harsh to pull out yellow there.
Sets up a free kick as Lapa skies one in, headed just wide, and Blanchette will watch it head out for a goal kick.
If he keeps grabbing you, just fucking fall on the floor. It's not done.
Always a great atmosphere here at Pioneer Stadium. Gagi leaves it for Riley. Things just have not been clicking for Oakland. After that first 10 or 15 minutes, what's changed for the home side?
I think they're just not clean enough. Not clean enough having to deal with the initial pressure from Memphis 9-1. There's been clear triggers for Stephen Glass and company. When the ball goes wide, they want to squeeze this Oakland route side and try to force a turnover. So now yet again, changing the point of attack, whether you are Camden Riley, Niall Logue, or Gagi, how clean can you be on the ball at unbalancing this Memphis 9-1 side? And also Gomez and Donaciano need to get on it as well. Two players in the center of the park, the engine of the side, need to become more influential and impactful through the run of play.
Here is Donaciano. Trying to connect with Reed, unable to do so. Duncan had a toe on it. Taken away by Riley. Feet again turned over. Duncan rolls ahead for Quezada. Lifted long, it's Marlon surging past that back line. It's 3 on none. Oh, and it's Blanchette stepping up.
Just too easy for Memphis 901, a ball over the top, and Marlon times his run to perfection, but this ball needs to be sweated across to Noe Meza or Panos Armanakis. 3v1. Ball needs to end up in the back of the net. It's a bit selfish from the number 9 for Memphis, and you feel the frustration from the bench. Not pleased with that decision.
And that is uncharacteristic of Marlon, a guy who leads this team with 5 assists this season. Seemed to be a surefire second goal for Memphis 901.
The number 1 priority for Marlon is if you do take that secondary touch, you need Paul Blanchette to engage. And as he takes that step towards you, that's when you play it across to your running mate. Big opportunity for Memphis that goes to the wayside.
Oakland to respond. Haven't seen much of them in the attacking third since about 10-15 minutes into this one. And a free kick awarded once more to the Beale Street boys, looking for a 3rd consecutive win and to remain in 2nd place of the Western Conference standings. Quezada tries to link up. There's a good touch from Stephen Glass.
Bit of athleticism, huh?
Oh,
Quick
quite a bit.
reactions as well. You can do that.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
So not that impressive.
No,
there
no,
you go.
no. There he is. Stephen Glass, 2nd season leading the way. It's quite the background. Previously in Scotland, managing Aberdeen, who we played for, the Scottish Premiership. Meza turns in the Jets. Noe Meza.
Stay there.
Here's Armanakis, the goal scorer for Memphis. Quezada leaves it central. Lapa now. Lapa, clear shot from behind. And they play on.
See that this placement from this bench to foul, clear as day. 2 arms in the back, a push from Donaciano. You feel for the frustration from every single coach from Memphis 901.
And a yellow card does come out against the Memphis bench. You see the pleading from Bruno Lapa.
And rightly so, it is a foul.
Clearly.
When you have the extension of the arms, a push to the backside from Donaciano, I think he gets away with one here.
Final few minutes of this first 45. The 32nd minute goal by Panos Armanakis, the difference. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Kim Ward still holding his face. And it is Memo Diaz who is booked. Diaz and Meza got into it along the touchline.
The swipe down is what gets him in trouble. Memo Diaz. Him and Njai are in the book for the Oakland Roots.
Diaz, Oakland's all-time appearance leader. Today is 113th appearance with the club. Shown yellow in the dying embers of this first 45. Lapa leaves it off for Ward. Diaz backpedaling. Ward tries to drive it into the area. Not very threatening, though, with throw in for Memphis. Here is Ward. Armanakis now. Armanakis, California native. And back in his home state. Here is Ward. Flicks it in towards Marlone, headed away. Stays in the attacking end of the pitch for the visitors. Initial indications of 3 minutes of added time as we wind down to this first half. World Central towards Quezada, goes down. Meza, good step to win it back. Oakland looking to kickstart something. Here is Njai. A little bit of wiggle room here. Njai muscles with Cariaga. And Cariaga able to win that battle. And a whistle from Lorenzo Hernandez. And a yellow comes out, another booking in what has been a card-plagued first 45. It is Mish Naider Sherry, the Haitian, who has been booked.
Over the last 10 to 15 minutes, Sherry has not really got on the ball whatsoever. Can be frustrating for a number 9. So now, instead of trying to go and search a game, his positioning is going to be top priority. You want him to make this game as big as possible. And what I mean by that, just to stay high, so you can occupy Turchi and Sissoko. In doing that, John, now you afford Trayvon Reed and Njai to go and search the game, and as they get more involved, now you get on the end of things. That's one of the hardest things as a striker. You don't see a lot of the ball, so you want to go and search it. You want to drop down deep. You want to be part of the build-out, but now you're just squeezing the game.
And now Lorenzo Hernandez initiating a meeting of the minds. Marlone and Logue involved in this discussion. It's a first half that has seen jawing from both sides, that's for sure.
Haven't really seen any sort of flow as well in this first half. It's been really stop and start. We've seen the Oakland the Roots side come out of the gate with a more dominant side, but as of late it's been Memphis. A lot of whistles, fouls, physical play.
Cariaga. Final seconds of this first half. Ward carries, tries to sneak one through. Gagi, well read. Maybe one last opportunity for Oakland. And nothing to show for it. And there is the halftime whistle, and through 45 minutes, Stephen Glass and company, a 1-0 edge. Ricky, your thoughts on what we saw in the first half?
I think Stephen Glass is the happier of the two managers, no doubt about it. On the road, you get an opening goal, but also through the run of play. Started to grow into the game as it progressed. For the Oakland Roots and Gavin Glinton, you're just looking for someone to get on the ball, to get the confidence within the side yet again, and to have the ball circulate. Will not be surprised if we see him dip into the bench earlier rather than later. All to play for in this next 45.
45 minutes left to go, this pivotal Western Conference showdown. There was some life early for Oakland Roots. That opportunity for Trayvon Reed, the best for the home side. But it's the visitors in the driver's seat. Memphis 901, a 1-0 edge on the road. Stick with us. It's halftime in California. You're watching USL Championship action on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Oakland Roots Sports Club is back, and it's never been easier to get in the game. Season membership packages and single tickets start at just $25. Join us now at oaklandrootssc.com. Oakland Roots Sports Club is back, and it's never been easier to get in the game. Season membership packages and single tickets start at just $25. Join us now at oaklandrootssc.com.
Eating a balanced diet and being physically active are two of the most important things you can do to be healthy at any age. Fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can help control your weight and prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Regular exercise can help boost your mood, digestion, and sleep. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots encourage you to eat right and get active. For additional healthy tips, come visit us at oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
Do you like getting cash back on your credit card? A free coffee when you fill your cafe's punch card? A complimentary dessert with your restaurant order? Then you'll like getting a 5% discount on your electricity with Ava Community Energy's Bright Choice service. Visit avaenergy.org to learn more about Ava's low rates for electricity.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
This is the beginning. This is a first practice, a first video session, a first pregame talk. This is a first ticket, a first scarf raise, a first kickoff. This is a tapestry of clubs and players and communities inspired by those who blaze the trail for women's sports, ready to inspire the next generation. We are the USL Super League. We're part of a movement, and this is our moment.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Deciding to go right up through the middle. A shot. Wow! Long range shot from Nordy. Stopped, and that one trickles in.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You find diamonds in the rust to put your own stamp on stock parts, turning metal into murals and detailing every detail. Because it's the things you make that show what you're made of. You are a fighter, And this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
How can someone so cute be so complicated? Someone so grown up still have so much growing left to do. We know kids aren't mini adults. Their still developing bodies and minds need specialized care, including physicians and care teams who focus on treating kids and only kids, which is why from everyday to emergencies, kids belong at UCSF Benioff Children's Hospitals.
The only way to win is to do it together. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots have teamed up. We are leading the charge to address food insecurity, empowering all athletes to improve physical health, and expanding the health and wellness resources available to the residents of Oakland and the Bay Area. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
1-0 scoreline, Memphis 901 in the driver's seat at the break, leading Oakland Roots. The 32nd minute goal by Panos Armadakis, the California native back in his home state, the difference maker at the break. Let's take a look at some news and notes around the league. The star power continues in USL Championship, not just on the pitch, but off of it. How about Jack Harlow getting involved in the ownership group of Louisville City, a minority owner with the club? And sticking with Lou City, Philip Goodrum, what a tremendous talent. He's been multiple teams on the move once again. He scores in his debut against the Charleston Battery, playing for Louisville City. And how about New Mexico United breaking a club record for most wins in a single season with 14, and they have 11 matches left to play, sitting comfortably in first place of the Western Conference standings. Now a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Visit Oakland. Get out of the town and visit Oakland to explore arts, culture, and world-class cuisine.
Loudon, they tie Rhode Island 0-0. Tampa Bay Rowdies take down Miami FC. Charleston Battery drops 6 goals on Orange County. Nick Marcanic, yet another hat trick. I do think the headliner is going to be the Hartford Athletic, taking all 3 points against Lou City. Lou City side that got a red card on the field, off the field to Danny Cruz. And FC Tulsa, they go into Keyworth and get a result. Fantastic result there for the FC Tulsa side.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule across the league, and we start things off Wednesday before another very busy and important weekend, Ricky.
We'll see this Memphis 901 side yet again on the road at the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Miami FC will host Monterey Bay in the 11. Big week for Indy 11 as they have played in the Open Cup midweek. Now they host the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Atlanta United will host the reigning champions, Phoenix Rising, at 7:30 on ESPN+.
Winding down the regular season, these matches are absolutely critical. This one is critical as well. 2 of the top teams in the Western Conference. 45 minutes left to play. We'll get you set for the second half. Look back at the first half as well. After this, Memphis 901, a 1-0 lead over Oakland Roots here on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Oakland Roots Sports Club is back, and it's never been easier to get in the game. Season membership packages and single tickets start at just $25. Join us now at oaklandrootssc.com.
The only way to win is to do it together. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots have teamed up. We are leading the charge to address food insecurity, empowering all athletes to improve physical health, and expanding the health and wellness resources available to the residents of Oakland and the Bay Area. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community.
About Ava's low rates for electricity.
Oakland Roots Sports Club is back, and it's never been easier to get in the game. Season membership packages and single tickets start at just $25. Join us now at oaklandrootssc.com.
How can someone so cute be so complicated? Someone so grown up still have so much growing left to do. We know kids aren't mini adults. Their still developing bodies and minds need specialized care, including physicians and care teams who focus on treating kids and only kids, which is why, from everyday to emergencies, kids belong at UCSF Benioff Children's Hospitals.
Eating a balanced diet and being physically active are two of the most important things you can do to be healthy at any age. Fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can help control your weight and prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Regular exercise can help boost your mood, digestion, and sleep. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots encourage you to eat right and get active. For additional healthy tips, come visit us at oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross and Modelo. Let's take a look at the first half of action. Again, a 1-0 scoreline in favor of the visitors, Ricky.
Really back and forth match. It starts out with this first 14 minutes that the Oakland Roots were on the front foot, but if you're Trayvon Reed, you need to make a decision. It's either a bent ball to the back post or just play into the path of Sherry. You do neither. You hit it straight at Henry. It's a big opportunity that could have really changed the complexion of this match. Just needs to be better for Trayvon Reed in that final third. But as Memphis 901 starts to grow into this game, it was going back and forth. You start to see players start to express themselves. Akeem Ward pops his ball into Marlon, and this is some strike from Noe Meza. But just unable to let it come down just enough to really trouble Paul Blanchette. That goes up and over the wall. And as Panos Armanakis continues his run, understand, does really well to get himself into that final third. But watch his hips as he runs up to him. There's already open. Now he just needs to step into it and bend it and uses the defenders as the shield in front of Paul Blanchette. He can never get to it with the pace and the accuracy from the striker. It's a fantastic goal. And he gives Memphis 901 the 1-0 lead. As we continue on yet again, it comes down to decision making. Marlon does extremely well to keep himself online, but this ball needs to be sweated across to Noe Meza or Panos Armanakis. Very selfish from the striker. 7 goals, 5 assists on the season. You would expect him to make the right decision in there. It's an easy save for Paul Blanchette, and that's how we walk in to halftime. 1-0 to the visiting side.
Here's a look at the first half statistics. Ricky, what jumps out to you?
I do think possession. I mean, you look at Memphis 901, especially in the early part of the first half, they had a lot of the ball, but weren't really doing much with it. But as he starts to settle into the game and get in rhythm, playing more direct, and that you start to see being more threatening. And for the Oakland Roots and Gavin Clinton, I do think you need to get on the ball, and as simple as it sounds, take the game away from Memphis 901 and play this game that you want to play at home where you've been so successful over late.
There is Gavin Clinton, the interim head man for Oakland Roots. He told us earlier in the week that his team has to minimize spaces for Memphis. They have to be disciplined defensively. On the attack, have to get the ball to wingers. We saw that early. Final 30 minutes or so of the first half, didn't see that whatsoever.
That's a bit faded for Gavin Clinton because they started out really bright, but gone away from that. So now how do you recapture that same momentum and same form? Big test in the first 10 to 15 minutes for the home side.
Stephen Glass, Memphis 901 side, winners of consecutive matches. Meanwhile, Oakland Roots unbeaten in 3 straight. This is a Western Conference matchup. Oakland in 4th place, just 2 points behind Sacramento and Memphis, both of whom are tied for 2nd place in the upper echelon of the Western Conference standings. This is a critical stretch for Oakland. You look at next match, they welcome Western Conference leading New Mexico. That potentially a 1 versus 2 matchup in the West. Memphis 901, as we mentioned a little earlier during halftime, they take on 5th place Colorado Springs. We'll learn a lot about these two sides over the next 45 minutes and the matches to come. And a big one halfway through here at Pioneer Stadium. John Gross, Ricky Lopez Espin, thrilled to have you all with us on the Golazo Network. Oakland Roots in the black kits, Memphis in the whites. Sherry at 6'3" wins the aerial ball. Reed drives it in and wins a corner kick in the first 40 seconds.
Good action from the Oakland Roots to start this second 45. Sherry wins the initial ball, but now you're asking for Nenjai and Reed to continue the run and run in beyond their striker. Gavin Clinton needs to be pleased with how direct they've started this second half.
Memo Diaz to the corner flag. Has 5 assists this season, the 4th year Oakland Roots man. Can he add to that tally and equalize? Diaz, low ball, put it away by Marlon. Diaz, again, there's a down Memphis player as it's headed out of the area. And there is the whistle. And it is Marlon who will require some medical attention. He was the one who headed the ball away, and it was just that header that brought him to the turf.
And you're right, John. Marlon as that near post defender. Anything that comes into his zone, he needs to clear. He doesn't head it with the right technique and catch it on the side of the face as he goes down immediately. And yet again, this sideline for Memphis '91 very vocal. Health is a top priority for every single player on this field. It's a head injury, so the whistle needs to be blown immediately.
Good to see Marlon back on his feet. This injury timeout is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. What a game changer Marlon has been this season. A guy who primarily was a winger in years past. He's moved to the number 9 this year and has been quite the piece atop this formation for Stephen Glass and company. He will have to head off the pitch momentarily. That's what Lorenzo Hernandez is directing him to do. So Marlon saunters back towards the 4th official. Tristan Henry hasn't been all too busy tonight. Looking to record his 4th clean sheet in 6 starts with Memphis '91. Diaz slots it ahead. Here is Cherie. And he did dribble just over the touchline to throw for 901. Ricky, 3 clean sheets in the last 5 for the visitors. We talked a lot about the attacking prowess of Memphis '91, but defensively, especially as of late, they've been rock solid.
100%, and over the last 5, they've won 3 games. Right, it's a direct correlation for Memphis '91. If you defend better, you concede yourself at least 1 point, and then you let your players high up the field turn that 1 point into 3 points. As you take a look at the live standings, second for Memphis '91. Yes, they have 2 games in hand over SAC, but yet Stephen Glass and company, the fantastic run of form that they've been in.
Back-to-back wins for them. And another major task looming next week. They'll take on Colorado Springs. Meanwhile, for Oakland Roots, they're back at home August 31st as here's Lapa. Moves it out wide. Duncan now. Rolls forward again for Lapa. Lapa tries to twirl his way free, unable to do so. And a poor giveaway, well read by Akeem Ward, leaving Njai in the dust. Tapped out wide, and those two just not quite at the same page as Marlon watches it roll out. Oakland Roots are back at home on August 31st at Cal State University East Bay versus New Mexico United for Roots' 5th birthday night. Limited single game tickets are still available. Purchase yours now before they sell out. To secure your tickets, visit us at oaklandrootssc.com tickets or call 510-488-1144. The yellow card comes out against Gagi of Oakland Roots. Third Oakland player with a yellow. Gagi, Diaz, and Cherie all have been booked. Ward does well to keep it in play. That's launched away. And again, depending on what happens tonight, that could be a 1 versus 2 match next week against New Mexico. Aerial ball for Diaz, just a bit out of his reach. Riley needs to tap one forward, scooped up by Duncan. The Australian advantage is played. Lapa rolls ahead. Here's Quezada, chops it central. Armenakis right at Paul the Wall. And Daniel Gomez is down.
But it starts in the middle of the park. Memphis 901 just wants it more. Winning every 50-50 duel versus Cariaga, then it's Zach Duncan, and it's off to the races. As you look at it, Quezada continues his run, really clever cutback because he understands Logan's going to come with me. Where's the space? The trailing run for Panos Armenakis. Unfortunate for Panos, it's on his least preferred right foot, unable to get around it. And it's an easy save for Paul the Wall.
Daniel Gomez still down, being checked on.
Let's go. Be ready.
Gomez, second season with Oakland. He's the first player to come through the Project 510 USL 2 team into the Roots first team. That's been a major piece of this club, that Project 510 initiative, developing young players from a very, very talent-rich area. With Gomez requiring medical attention, he will have to come off at least momentarily. Another match going on across the league. 1-1 Las Vegas and Indy 11. Midway point of that match. What a story for Las Vegas. This has been a season for the ages for them. And actually, quick update, now 2-1 Las Vegas Lights just scored. They knew that we were going to do that on air, and they said, let's change it up on them.
There you go. Well, Dennis Sanchez and company, tremendous turnaround from top to bottom for Las Vegas Lights. They're pretty on the ball. They're good defensively. Really difficult team to beat at the moment.
Brand new team in every sense of the phrase. Brand new roster, new coach, new ownership, new GM. One of the great turnaround stories in USL Championship history. Lapa leaves it off for Zach Duncan. One more feed. Armenakis tees, and Blanchette, another denial.
But just the spacing is all off for the Oakland Roots. Defending, they're getting extremely narrow, and that's leaving that weak side very open. So now for Memphis 901, especially Zach Duncan and Cariaga, you just need to change your point of attack and play quickly between the lines, and you're going to find success. You need to do a better job if you are Rasmussen and Diaz at dropping down and making that line of 5, keeping everything in front of you.
Lapa carries past Njai. His feet broken up by Rasmussen. Sherry unable to stay on it. And now Turchi is down. Those 4 Brazilian players for Memphis. Trying to work out that hand, and now left foot holding it. Lucas Turchi has been a mainstay at the back for this club last few seasons. And he's still hobbling. Lapa had a touch on it. Meza now. Bit of space to work with for Noe Meza. Meza plays one through. Hopped back out. Duncan sneaks one wide, and Blanchette corrals it. Diaz lofts one long. That hops past Henry, and Henry able to bring it in at the last moment. And now Henry and Trayvon Reed exchanging words.
Really nervy moments for Henry, the goalkeeper for Memphis 901. Almost makes a mess of this long ball from Memo Diaz. Yeah, it's a synthetic surface, so plays a bit different, but just so casual, the way that he comes off his line. Fortunate he's able to recover. Trayvon Reed doesn't get any sort of advantage. Bit of drawing after between the two.
At times this has been a physical and feisty match. A lot of the line between two of the top teams in the West. Gavin Clinton's side looking to turn things around from what we've seen for much of this match. They are unbeaten in the last 3 matches that followed consecutive blowout losses. They do win a free kick just outside the area. But it was a 5-0 loss against Pittsburgh, a 5-2 loss against Sacramento. 3 in a row without a loss, entering today, but not against the toughest of competition. But between tonight and next week, major litmus tests for Gavin Clinton's side.
Really interesting situation for the Oakland Roots. The plethora of options, it's a nightmare if you aim at that back post area, especially with the traffic oncoming to Henry. Any sort of deflection, the ball can end up in the back of the net.
Jai and Diaz stand over it. Babacar and Jai pops it back post towards Rasmussen. It will be a corner, just as you were saying, back post.
Just need to put it on frame and let everyone crash to it as you hit it away from goal. Really difficult for Rasmussen just to head it back across into the mixer. Little moments like that, especially if you're down a goal, you needed to capitalize on.
It is Diaz from the corner flag. As Rasmussen short. And whistles as Gagi was trying to jockey for position.
At some point, Lorenzo Hernandez needs to start to book people. You continue to blow the whistle, you continue to give them talking to, but you need to make a stance and say you're not going to lead and allow this furthermore.
Diaz curls it into the area, and it's in the back of the net. Babacar and Jai, his second of the season, and we're level at Pioneer Stadium.
We talked about set pieces and the importance when you're not creating through the run of play. Fantastic way to claw yourself back into the game. The shape for Memo Diaz, and Njai unmarked from 6 yards out. No one in a Memphis jersey goes and takes their responsibility. A player of that quality says, thank you very much. I just need to get it on target. And I'll draw this thing 1-1. Fantastic response from the Oakland Roots.
A towering leap from the 6'1" man from the Gambia as he nets his second of the season at the hour mark. And jubilation in the East Bay. Babacar Njai, his second of the season, his first full year with Oakland after being acquired from Phoenix last year. That goal results in $100 to the Berkeley Humane Society, generously donated by our partner LJ Cruz Company. Donate or adopt a shelter pet at berkeleyhumane.com. Let's go Roots. And here comes the card.
As this ball comes across, I'll tell you what. Meza has his left leg really high and his studs are exposed. Could have easily turned into a different color. The way that he comes across really rash. There is arguments from the Oakland Roots bench and the players. Just watch his left leg, how high it is. And his studs are exposed in the process as he tries to recover right there. I'll tell you what, I think he should be off the field. I think it should be a red card, no question about it. Very lucky Noe Meza is to continue on in this game.
Simply a yellow for Noe Meza. Gavin Glinton is irate.
And rightly so.
And he just got a card as well.
And rightly so. You're just looking for consistency from Lorenzo Hernandez. When your studs are exposed, when you come in late, and your leg is high, it's all of the makings for a red card. It's a dangerous action.
So the 6th and 7th yellow cards of this match issued just beyond the hour mark. Njai nods it forward and will head out for a goal kick, just moments removed from the Babacar Njai equalizer. Looking for a great way to enjoy a night out with friends, family, or coworkers? Check out our discounted group ticketing options for your next B-Day or party. To secure your tickets, visit us at oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144. And Ricky, it's another card. This time Sissoko. The Sissoko, native of France, shown yellow.
The right side of your screen as he pulls down Jarry. It's a foul, yes. In my opinion, it's a bit of a harsh yellow card.
Opens the door to a free kick for Oakland Roots. And it's Memo Diaz who stands over it. Freshly removed from his 6th assist of the season. Instead, it's popped in and rolls off the end line and checked wide. Campton O'Reilly, a golden opportunity.
Put the ball in the dangerous area and you give your side a chance. Not the initial ball, but the secondary action. Here Camden Riley You don't need to hit it hard. Just open up your hips and simply side foot it into the back of the net, or you go with your left foot. As this ball falls across, really difficult technique to go across your body, and that's why it goes wide of the goal.
Renewed life for Oakland Roots. Last few minutes since scoring that goal by Babacar Njai. Njai, a multifaceted man off the pitch. He's the co-owner of Move Plotters Apparel. I know you're a big fashion guy as well. Seems like we've seen more and more athletes, I feel like especially in soccer, get involved in the fashion realm.
Oh, huge fan of it. But don't cut yourself short. Look at your fit as well.
Oh, with my khakis and a quarter zip.
Yeah.
So well dressed, yes. Just trying to get in your level, Ricky.
Oh, stop it. Don't make me blush.
It is Njai, the leveler, in a brand new match in this critical Western Conference showdown. Here's Bruno Lapa. Arriaga now. Leaves it wide for Ward.
Just a different feel for this Oakland Roots side. I think the physical battles have really picked up the intensity and they've responded well. Now the challenge for Stephen Glass and Memphis 901 is now how can you let our football do the talking? Because you were at your best when you took the game away from the Roots, got on the ball a little bit more, and were quick with your passing in between lines. How do you get back to that?
Lapa comes right back to him from Marmanakis. Works it out wide. Arriaga, the Argentine, finds Meza. Duncan tries to blow by, unable to do so, and a throw into the way for Oakland. And you start to wonder for the home side, at what point does Gavin Glinton look towards his bench and say, Johnny Rodriguez, get in there. 10 goals in the season. He leads this team, only player with more than 2 goals on the year.
I think you look at that and you can apply it to both head coaches as well. For Stephen Glass, you have Knight Pickering, Dylan Borzak, John Vaquero, all players that can come in and contribute higher up the field. But the main one for the Oakland Roots is going to be Johnny Rodriguez. Obviously 10 goals on the season. As Sherry continues to get battered higher up that field, I had to think it's sooner rather than later.
And speaking of, Sherry is down. Nishanadera Sherry, the towering 6'3" Haitian striker. Sherry will get checked on. Somebody who really made headlines 2023 CONCACAF Champions League. Notched a brace against MLS side Austin while playing for in his home country for Violette. And we spoke about Johnny Rodriguez coming on. Here he is, getting set to enter. Johnny Rodriguez, the Fresno, California native. The leading goal scorer for this team in the midst of the most productive season of his career. He will head on, as does Napo Matsoso, native of Lesotho. So Reed comes off, as does Sherry.
But you know why though, eh? You know why? This is not an under 12 game. Someone with cramp is not a game stoppage. Someone with cramp is not a stoppage. Okay. We're gonna move on, yeah? Yeah, give it.
Stephen Glass animated along the touchline.
I'm talking to my players, he wants to shout at me. Am I
I think they know how important of a match this is.
No doubt.
Him and Gavin Clinton have been non-stop. How animated they have been on this sideline. Good ball from Rakeem.
Point to the corner flag. Inside the final 20 minutes. And again, a down Oakland player. This time it's Gagi getting his legs stretched. And Stephen Glass looks on, the recently extended head coach. Panos Armanakis from the corner flag. The goal scorer for 901 back in the 32nd. Into the area. Blanchette goes airborne and draws the contact as well.
As this ball pops up, Paul Blanchette needs to take care of everyone in front of him, teammate or not. I don't know. The way that Sissoko sizes Paul Blanchette up first initially looks like he's going to run into him, but then eventually just jumps right next to him. And what a jump, by the way.
Seriously, he is 2 inches shorter than Paul Blanchette. You would not have known that by looking at that.
And Paul can go with his hand. You talk about on the hardwood. Goodness, Sissoko, fantastic leap from the center back.
Well, Sissoko, goal scoring and athleticism runs in his family. He is the nephew of former Premier League striker Demba Ba. What a stellar career in the Prem.
Come, Panos, come! Do it, turn him around!
Riley lifts it ahead and the flag is raised. Pair of changes. Panos Armanakis comes off, replaced by Leston Paul. Dylan Borzak on for Noe Meza. Armanakis, of course, the goal scorer back in the 32nd. His third of the season. And Ricky, it was a beauty.
It was a fantastic strike, a moment of year magic from Panos Armanakis. Just bends it around every single player in a black jersey. And the technical ability it takes to kiss that inside of the side netting. No chance for Paul Blanchette. He's been a fantastic little pickup for Memphis 901 midseason.
Borzak enters 3 goals in the season. This is 22nd appearance. He scored 2 matches ago in the 5-1 win over Miami. Leston Paul, who heads on, played just 3 minutes last match against FC Tulsa. This is just his 2nd match since July 20th. A long-time veteran of 901, his 6th season with the club, today making his 123rd appearance.
Does seem like that will change things for this Memphis 901 side. Borzak will play on the left-hand side. Zach Duncan will play essentially as a number 10. So they'll push Bruno Lapa to the right-hand side. Leston Paul will slot right next to Cariaga in the center of the park. So a bit of a tactical shift from Stephen Glass.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Oh, an aerial duel. Marlone goes up and goes down. Camden Riley was caught underneath Marlone.
He hated it because he's not right. Akeem, you're right, but you won't get it. Akeem, you're right, but you won't get it. I told you. Discretion when it comes to involve the game.
Apologize for any colorful language that you might pick up on our hot mic.
Two passionate head coaches. As you mentioned, Ricky, they know what's at stake in this one.
Long ball, here it is, here it is. He wants it, he wants it. He wants it, let him have it. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it.
Two of the top 4 teams in the Western Conference. And again, a tango along the touchline between Gagi and Marlon.
No, it's not a fair challenge. He's got him around the shoulder. We got you said if you can see the jersey, it's a yellow.
Borzak, his feet knocked out for a throw. And we will see another card. Lorenzo Hernandez making his way over towards Stephen Glass, and he has been shown yellow.
What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? What was the action? What did he say? Because he said he pulled his jersey, we got booked for it. Is that the dissent? We're getting soft. Not at all. Trust me. Okay, don't worry about this fella. He doesn't know what's going on. Please sit down. There's 2 of you standing. I'm asking you to please stop.
So a yellow against Stephen Glass. Second time that we've seen somebody from this Memphis bench shown yellow. Ricky, as a player in a match like this that has seen so much back and forth, how do you make sure that you're able to maintain a level head?
Don't get involved in it. I mean, a lot easier said than done 100% because you understand the importance of this match. The intensity is high. The adrenaline, watch out.
Duncan settles. Duncan! Tapped away by Blanchette. Corner kick, Memphis.
It's almost a carbon copy of how Memphis 901 get their opening goal. You play direct and you try to win the second ball. And as Zach Duncan does really well, his first touch out of his body, and it's similar to Panos Armenakis. His hips are open and tries to bend it across the back post of Paul Blanchette's goal. But some say from the Oakland Roots goalkeeper how quickly he gets down to his left-hand side to push it wide of his goal.
Corner kick number 3 for the Beale Street boys. Bruno Lapa, honorable mention team of the week last week. Readies from the corner flag. Brazilian who has a goal contribution in back-to-back matches. Let's get a look at Gagi.
How much stoppage time do you think we have?
At least 6-7 minutes.
That's what I'm thinking.
There's a lot of time left for one of these two teams to break through and claim a pivotal 3 points. Just 2 points separating these sides in the table as it's twirled in, headed down by Marlon and cleared away. Rasmussen.
Forward.
Getting ready to make a change. Ali Al-Masnawi getting set to enter. It would be just his 4th appearance as we approach the final 10 minutes. And inside the final 15, Memphis has been tops in the league. 13 goals this season in the final 15 minutes of matches. Can they add to that tally here? Here's Borzak. Dylan Borzak, a second half substitute, muscled off of it by Gagi. And again, a corner awarded.
To seem a bit more comfortable, Zach Duncan centrally now has a real good feel to play off the shoulder of Donaciano between him and Danny Gomez, causing all sorts of problems for the Oakland Roots. Either those two drop or the center backs be more aggressive, stepping higher.
Elevated ball. Turchi settles. Turchi skies it. Eventually makes its way back into play, but that was beyond the end line. And here comes the change. Ali El Masnawi exits. The Oakland, California native, his first appearance since May 4th. Season highlighted by an Open Cup game-winning goal in his debut. Speaking of a goal, let's look back at the Babacar Ndiaye equalizer.
Just walks into that 6-yard box unmarked. Fantastic look here from Mark Crew. Snap down header over his right shoulder. No chance for Henry, but he was very good. Ndiaye for the Oakland Roots. All smiles and a big hug to go with it.
The equalizing goal for Babacar Ndiaye. His day comes to an end. Riley wins the initial ball. Second ball comes to Lapa. Leaves it off towards Borzak, does well enough to get it back to Lapa. Lapa turned away just as he made his way into the area. Borzak, plenty of space to carry. Centering feed, well done by Donaciano. Rasmussen links up with Gomez, taps it out wide. Here is Metsoso. Centering feed for Rodriguez, one of his first touches of the night since entering. Diaz taps ahead. El Masnawi surging, tries to battle with Turchi. And the physical Turchi does not give up any space. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Lapa sprays it ahead. Rasmussen there defensively. Lapa sends it over for Akeem Ward, the former Oakland Roots captain. Ball moves it ahead towards Duncan. Duncan leaves it off. Lapa dances. Lapa goes down. Well defended. Rodriguez wins the aerial ball. El Masnawi comes back to Rodriguez. Not so. There's Rasmussen making the run alongside him.
Just see the lack of options going forward for the Oakland Roots. As Johnny Rodriguez is going to challenge for the initial ball, now you need the players on either side of him to continue to support him. El Masnawi needs to be a little bit more connected with Johnny Rodriguez and whoever plays higher up the field with him.
So tried to link up with Rodriguez in behind.
To see the thin bench for Gavin Clinton, you have a lot of the similar profiles centrally. Danny Gomez, Donaciano, Napo Matsoso, Camden Riley in that. Don't really have any attacking punch, so now Johnny Rodriguez is just caught on an island. Defending, that's fantastic for Gavin Clinton, and you can just clog the central locations, but once you get on the ball, no real options.
Duncan stays on it, now stumbles. Certainly some contact. Looking for the whistle to no avail. Inside the final 5 minutes before stoppage time, and it should be a decent chunk of added time. What are you looking out for these final few minutes, Ricky?
I think for the Oakland Roots, you just see numbers around Johnny Rodriguez. If you have any hopes of stealing the 3 points here and getting the go-ahead goal on the other side for Memphis 9-1, honestly, you've been probably the better side in the second 45 minutes, on the ball a little bit more and playing this game at your tempo. Now you just need to get rewarded for it. Doing really well getting themselves into the final third, but now what do you do once you're high up the field.
Well, you mentioned this young man earlier. Knight Pickering can be a complete game changer for 901. He will enter 3 goals this season for the 19-year-olds. He was the youngest signing in 901 history when he joined in 2022 as he enters for Marlone.
He's a really clever player, Knight Pickering is. The way that he picks up spaces in around that 18-yard box, always on the blind side of the center backs. So now communication and passing players off is going to be really critical for the back three for the Oakland Roots. Different profile to Marlone.
Free kick on the way in a threatening area for the visitors. Lapa and Carayaga stand over it. It is Lapa. Skies it in. Blanchette is there. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. We appreciate all of you sticking with us tonight on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm John Gross. 2 teams in the top 4 of the Western Conference separated by a mere 2 points. It's coming down to the wire. Memphis tied in points for 2nd place. Oakland 2 points back in 4th place. First of 2 meetings between these 2 sides. They'll play again on October 5th. The head-to-head matchup, the goals involved of the utmost importance, because if they are level on points come the end of the season, first 2 tiebreakers involved head-to-head. Oh, a crafty idea to cut it back. Execution not quite there as Rasmussen lofts it away. Rodriguez battles with Sissoko. Duncan goes down. Ward drives it in, headed away. Rodriguez nods it wide, and Ward does well to recover.
He's been really good for Memphis 901 on both sides of the ball, connecting his passes, always being an outlet on this near side Akeem Ward has. Talked about him coming back home to Oakland. Bit of extra motivation, and he's played like it.
Initial indications of 10 minutes of added time, Ricky.
You got your sleeping bag?
Oh, I'm ready. My pillows here.
There you go.
Some bedtime snacks. It's fitting we saw a slew of stoppages in the 2nd half. Will we see a winner as well? Oakland getting ready to make another alteration. Edskar Cruz, a forward on this team, hasn't played since July 13th. Getting ready to enter for Irakosi Donaciano. As you just saw, 10 minutes confirmed, added time. Riley shoved down. Captain back at his feet as Stephen Glass checks things over. And another yellow card comes out towards the bench. Right hand, and Riley, not much of a shove.
Clever. Any contact, he goes down, and he makes the most of it. Camden Riley.
Lofted ahead. Here is a late opportunity from Borzak that will result in a corner kick.
Both sides have been at their best when they start this play on one side of the field and quickly change your point of attack to the weak side. Nesbitt does really well to deny Borzak any sort of real estate to operate in.
By the way, that last yellow card against Memphis backup keeper Tyler Derrick. Lofted in swinger, Blanchette is there. And a down 901 player. And it is Lucas Turchi. This draws the ire of the home faithful. Johnny Rodriguez shown yellow. So as things are sorted out, here is the change for Oakland Roots. In stoppage time, Edsgar Cruz will enter. The 19-year-old, a product of Project 510. In fact, last year's 2023 Project 510 Player of the Year. The Modesto, California native heads on for Iracosi Donaciano. Cruz, who has seen a significantly larger role this year after signing a long-term pro contract, his 12th appearance of this season, 8th time coming on as a substitute. Hasn't scored, hasn't assisted this season. His first appearance since July 13th against Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Turchi whiffs, Rodriguez is there. Johnny Rodriguez, a double-digit goal scorer. And Turchi able to recover. Nearly catastrophic at the back. Now Memphis look to counter. Borzak gets a toe on it. Borzak goes down on the edge of the area and whistles.
End-to-end stuff to end this game. Fantastic touch across the body of Camden Riley from Dylan Borzak. It's a clear foul. No question whatsoever. As he picks up a yellow card, the center back gets his angles all wrong. With that touch, you continue the momentum and just touch it towards the end line. Now Camden Riley has the advantage. But as you cut down the angle towards goal, you cut across his path and put him in a dangerous and precarious situation.
Carayaga and Lapa direct the troops just outside the area as Paul Blanchette and company look to keep things level. Carayaga blasts it, Blanchette knocks it away. A daunting angle. Carayaga said, why not? Ward leaves it for Knight Pickering. Pickering gets rid of it. Here's Duncan. Muscled off of it by Masnawi. Rasmussen hands it away. Here's Leston Paul. Borzak goes down. Cleared away by Logue. Masnawi under some duress from Ward. Tapped wide towards Diaz. Turchi easily beats him to the spot.
Risky from Cariaga to let this thing come across and just hope that Leston Paul is there to pick it up. Especially so deep into a match, 98th minute, risk versus reward is everything for both of these clubs.
Tonight's attendance, 3,041 fans packing Pioneer Stadium at CSU East Bay. These home supporters looking for their side to pull out a late match winner. Well, opportunities have been few and far between as this match has progressed for the home side. Lapa leaves it ahead for Borzak. Borzak crosses, sails over everybody, a mad dash for it. And it's kept in play by Pickering. Tremendous hustle. Lapa. Paul. Turchi. Ward, the former Roots man, sends it in. Oh, Pickering almost won it.
Talked about Akeem Ward always being an outlet for Memphis 901 as he pushes high and wide. Now you have to shift if you're this back line for the Oakland Roots, and that's very common that this gets lost in translation. No one picks up Knight Pickering, but it's a really difficult technique to reach back across your body to get your hips down quick enough and to put it underneath the crossbar.
Winding down and out of time, though we have had a couple of stoppages. We will likely play beyond the initial 10 minutes. Turchi dials one long. And a whistle on the aerial duel. Free kick, Oakland Roots. She again lifts it away. Diaz lost it. Duncan got a toe on it momentarily. Does Oakland have something in store? Lofted long. And it skips to the chest of Tristan Henry. And there is the whistle. 1-1, the final score. A frantic final few minutes, a prolonged stoppage time. But Ricky, nothing between these two sides, and Roots remaining with a very impressive home record, 5-1-1 under Gavin Clinton.
Just find ways to get results, whether they're playing their best football or not. Well, Gavin Clinton has been able to pull out of this side just fantastic stuff. Through the run of play, probably not their best performance, but yet you found players to make a play, and Jai does just that. But give credit to Memphis. I thought they were fantastic on the road. See their game identity to perfection for Stephen Class, but just not having that final execution to take all 3 points.
Once again, tonight's final score is 1-1. Final score is brought to you by by Anthem. We'll step aside and put a bow on things after this. Roots 1, Memphis 901 1 here from Pioneer Stadium.
The only way to win is to do it together. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots have teamed up. We are leading the charge to address food insecurity, empowering all athletes to improve physical health, and expanding the health and wellness resources available to the residents of Oakland and the Bay Area. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
Do you like getting cash back on your credit card? A free coffee when you fill your cafe's punch card. A compliment
When they were neck and neck in the standings, the results on the pitch reflects that as well. Ricky, let's roll the tape on this one.
And it's two goal scorers speaking as well, going back to their Phoenix Rising days, but it starts with Panos Sarmanakis. As he starts this play, he continues left side of your picture. He's going to arrive late at top of the 18-yard box. It's just so important for midfielders to pick and choose their times when to join the attack and trail the attacking phase of the game. Falls out kindly to him. He takes a fantastic first touch, but the way that he approaches it is everything for the technical ability of Panos Sarmanakis. Fantastic goal, 1-0, Memphis 901, but you knew the Oakland Roots were never going to lie down and just die. This side has the personality in the fight. Fantastic ball in from Memo Diaz. Even better, unmarked header from Njai, and it's off to the corner to celebrate 1-1. The response from the Oakland Roots was fantastic.
So we talked all match about the importance of this because of the standings. Here's a look at the upcoming standings. Memphis 901 stays level on points with Sacramento Republic. Oakland Roots still in 4th place, 2 points behind them with 37.
You just see how tight it is between 2, 3, and 4. You can throw 5 in there as well, as Las Vegas are on the lead of Indy 11 at this moment in time. But still, it's just so tight. And every single point, home or away, matters for these clubs going down the remainder of this season. And it was a fantastic matchup. Two teams that were fighting for home playoff games, and it just seemed like it.
Memphis hoping to make a 4th consecutive postseason appearance. Meanwhile, Oakland, they've had to sweat it out the final match day of every season since becoming a USL Championship side in terms of making the postseason. We thank you for joining us this evening. Oakland Roots and Bart want to make sure that you get home. Visit bart.gov/planner to plan your trip now. Once again, for our entire fantastic crew, my broadcast partner, Ricky Lopez Espin. My name is John Gross, saying so long. This has been USL Championship action on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. 1-1, the final between Oakland and Memphis.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.